I've got to apologize for a couple of things. One of them being that I was planning on putting up a Dragon Ball video today, but even though I wrote the script and I recorded last night, what's a good word for it? You know, where you sleep later than you intend to sleep. So, what I originally planned was to get up probably around my usual time of like 7 or 8, and then get the pictures and do all the fancy editing as I had done for the Sunday where the Baby Gohan video came out. And instead, I ended up sleeping until 10, and it was pretty annoying to say the least. But I had actually gotten up specifically to put some clothes in a washing machine, and I remember just checking all the pockets and digging and whatnot. And then you know, right after you do all that digging to make sure nothing's in the pocket, you end up finding some white stuff. Like basically, some tissue was in. It was like 4 or 5 different shirts. I was rather irritated because that meant I had to either wash it again or manually take each piece off. It's just this has been a pretty crappy morning for those two particular reasons. Um, but I guess, of all the topics that can be discussed, I was really curious about why people have this refusal to pay attention to much of anything. Yeah, and I usually do it, I'd say probably around 12 or 1, but I went to sleep. I was like, I'll do it when I get up. And then you do it when you get up, and then it ends up being worse than the various times where you did it right after, I guess, while being in your supposedly tired state. Oh God. But yeah, I'll try to put up that video probably between Tuesday and Thursday. So I just things can get a little too aggravating. Because like I said, I tried to write the script out. It wasn't as long as I would have liked, but it was still of what I consider a decent length. And then when I was going and doing the epilogue, I had some issues there. But you record the whole thing so you could work on it and finish it today, and then you just basically lose your whole morning. And I have this thing now where every time I wake up later than usual, I always think it's me catching the virus, because it's weird for me to just sleep from like 12 or 1 all the way up until 10. It's just it's kind of fishy for me, but it has happened before without me feeling, I guess, the side effects of the current disease that's been going around. Yeah, I was really I don't know. I guess it's kind of like this. If you try to use your time as best as you can, like when you basically just sit down, I noticed I spend very little time just doing one thing by itself. Um, One of the reasons I don't really like sleeping is that I just see it as basically a big part of the day being cut away to where you just can't do anything. Um, and one can make the argument that people, they ignore sleep or try to not use it. Megumi says, right when I was catching up on your yesterday's stream, I got notified you started streaming. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing it, but I got pissed because I was trying to do this video today and I wanted to edit it this morning, but I was asleep for most of it. Like I just woke up maybe 20 minutes ago. So that's why I just said to hell with it. I'll just do it tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but probably during because I always try to have the Monday one as a definite, so I'll probably put it up on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, that was a really crappy more. I don't know, just yesterday in general was kind of mad. Like you have this celebration, nobody can come over, which I mean, I don't care one way or the other because people usually it's like this. You have someone over here make something, and then freeloaders that you don't even see the entire way through the year decide to show up so they can, scarf it down their throats. But what I thought was really funny is that even just like little routine stuff I like to do got messed with. Like I have this thing about trying to do a certain length of stuff for this script that I have for one of the episodes of the show, and I was only able to do like basically much less than what I had intended. And I was just sitting here marveling at it because I'm like, I just drew out 20 different pictures today. How is this even possible? But it just went to, like a pattern of like each day just seems like you have a chance to really do something in terms of what you ideally would like to see done. And then you just keep getting screwed. Not because you're not willing to put in the effort. It's just like something is off about it. Like yesterday when I wrote out the script for the video, it's not the Chi Chi one. That one is it's gonna take a little while. But when I wrote out the script for the video from yesterday, I got all the way up until the epilogue, and it just because I really thought I was making some decent points about the topic, and right at the ending where you just have to I remember you just summarize what was stated earlier. It just won't click. Now I don't want to talk to you, Patriot, because you did something dirty. So we don't want to see you. Matter of fact, let me ban you. There, now nobody can see you. So you're out of here. Yeah, Patriot got added to the new ban list. He's he's a deserter. He's a traitor. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts trolling. Telling people that he hopes they had a great fourth. Like he's the Santa Claus of American independence. What a sick thing to say to people. Imagine I went to Slum Digger and I said, I hope you had a great fourth. Yeah, that we're no longer gonna. Oh, Megumi, for the next romance video, which might be this weekend, or yeah, well, that's kind of funny. I mentioned Santa because Jesus was born in July, so this is technically the month where Christmas should be, but whatever. For the next romance video, it's going to be about this like weird thing people have where they basically try to invalidate your opinion by mentioning your age. I know it might sound like a little confusing topic, but I'll have some screenshots at the hand where I'll discuss how you have these people who actually believe if they just mention your age and they like speculate that at some point you might eventually change your opinion. They like, even without winning the conversation or the argument, they've somehow won. Hey, I'll give you an example, like just from a cartoon. Megumi, remember the scene where Goku first meets Baby Gohan? Not Baby Gohan, Baby Vegeta, and he's like just getting. This is before Super Saiyan 4 any of that. But remember how he's like basically saying, "I don't know how, but I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna find some way." Like he's just so assured that he's gonna eventually defeat Baby because he's getting smacked and thrown to the ground. That's literally what they do, where you have all these good points, and as you're just metaphorically beating them over the head with it, they're like, well, when you get to be 30 or 40 or 90, you might eventually change your mind and then you'll see things my way. I think it'll be relatable because I hate that argument so much. And I'm going to give this example in the video, but my little brother is underage and he doesn't like Batman, and he explained why he doesn't like Batman. And while he was explaining why he didn't like Batman, I didn't feel tempted to say, "Well, when you get to be 18, I'm very willing to bet you might change your mind," because that has nothing to do with the points that he's making of why he's not interested in this particular character. It's just a really weird coping mechanism that people use. Slumdigger said Batman is the greatest comic book character of all time. Oh, Base Goku versus Baby Vegeta. Explain. Yeah, well, Masturbator. That's what's insane. That these characters, like, you can just watch the show and it explains what's going on. But for some reason, when people make videos like that, they get tens of thousands of views. Super Saiyan 3 explained. Super Saiyan 4 explained. Hey, I'm gonna do something like that. Friend zone. No. Contempt for friend zone. Explained. Why do men hate it so much? Explain. Somebody made an explain video for this character. I know Megumi hasn't heard this show in forever, but somebody made an explain video for one of the Danny Phantom characters. And it was funny because the character is literally only in one episode. So it's like, why can't you just watch the episode where they tell you everything about this person instead of watching this individual's video? Like what? And it had like 10,000 views on it. The only time explain videos make sense to me is if it's something that you can't just get in a single volume. Like if somebody wants to make an American politics explain video where they talk about, the Senate, the House, the qualification, that would make sense to me because you'd be taking all this information that while people could theoretically look for it, you're sticking it all in one place. Everyone has different opinions and experiences. I still don't why everybody tries to argue with someone trying to change their views. Well, it's not even just trying to change someone's views. These people are so condescending. They think they've won a conversation without actually having any good points by pointing to your age and saying, in 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, you might feel differently about this, and then you'll be on my side. It's like, what? What? So that's what I was going to discuss in that video. We're going to have to bring out Triple L again. And she is the poster child of just saying ridiculous crap. Okay, Bader says we need these things to be explained as if this is some Shakespearean story that needs an explanation by some English teacher. Yeah, they act as if you can't just watch the show, that you need to go, like, their videos are like hidden text in books or something. Like they've done some great thorough research. It's like, dude, you just read the manga or watched the show. That's not an impressive thing at all. Hell, even articles on Wikipedia are more intricately made than this crap, because at least on there they have to cite a whole bunch of sources depending on who it is. Okay, Megumi says they use age as a tool to make what you say invalid or not legit. Yeah. I mean, like when I was talking to Triple L, it didn't matter that I had spent, what was it, like 6 years trying to get with some broad to go on a date. As long as she could point to my age and go, well, I don't think you are old enough, then, it was all of what I said just went in one ear, out the other. But yeah, I know that James doesn't like different opinions because he wanted me to put out episode 42 this week. When I said I want to put out 43, he got so upset. He got a pitchfork and came to my door. Where's the damn episode? Like, it's coming, it's coming. Oh my God. And then Music Fiend said, uh-oh. Because he realized his comment wasn't going to get read until it was posted for like 2 or 3 minutes. And he was trying to have some in-depth conversation, but it didn't work out for him. Oh, what an awful morning. That was just straight trash. Oh yeah, I noticed that, Megumi, that every time I look away from the camera, I back away. There's like one person that leaves. They want me to be up close and personal, like I'm their assistant or something. Anytime anyone brings your age and looks or ethnicity as a point, that's how you instantly know they don't have no proper facts to prove a point. Well, it's just a thing where they like with the look stuff. I wish people would stop doing that because just because you don't find someone attractive doesn't mean the rest of the world doesn't think that way. There are a whole bunch of broads that I wouldn't spend 2 seconds talking to that not only have boyfriends, a couple of them got married, a whole bunch of them have children. So, it's just people being narcissistic. Like they want to believe that just because they think someone's ugly, everybody else must view things the exact same way. When that's anything but the case. People get scared if you do that. Or I go back like this, it goes from 8 to 2 or something. Reminds of the way pickup artists tell guys they haven't approached enough women to see results. Oh, you only approached 100? Oh, God. Slum Digger, I swear you must have like a secret way of viewing my comment section even after stuff gets like closed off. There was literally a guy who came in my comment section and said, "You need to approach 5 women every day. You need to go to the mall, and to the beach, and to the liquor store." And I was like, dude, no, I actually have a life. Like, most of these men that you want to do all this weird stuff to get with a chick, they have jobs. They have other commitments to where they can't just spend all day long traveling around the state like this is a ghetto version of One Piece. To go instead of finding the treasure, you gotta find the broad. We're gonna spend 900 plus episodes looking for some hoochie. That's what it is, Slum Digger. You have to go get your crew, and you have to travel around your whole state or or country. I remember me and my friend, the one that I did the stream with, I had the joke that we were gonna get in a boat. You know those boats where it's like one person on one side, the other person on the other side, and we were just gonna paddle like around the world in 80 days looking for broads in all the different countries. That's how desperate we were gonna get. Just travel around the world on a little boat. I should respect them. Well, that's the thing. This woman said this to me 2 years ago when I was not 2 years ago. Last year when I was an adult. So it doesn't matter. Like even if you're an adult, as long as the person thinks that because they're older than you, there's like some kind of hidden hand they have, they'll use that as a way of ignoring whatever validity of the points that you make. Oh, here comes the person who tried to control me on my own stream again. Now we need is the one that wants to discuss my private parts, and we'll have all the deviants in one chat. Rev says, approach 5 women a day. What do we live in Grand Theft Auto or something? Yeah, like where are these like 5 broads even going to be? Are they all going to be in one place? Are they going to be in 3 or 4 different locations? And why would you need to talk to that damn many people to get a date? Like the fact that you would even like, how long is that supposed to go on for? Because think about it, 5 times 365, which is number of days in a year, is like what, over 1,000? Some number over 1,000. I don't have my calculator with me, but are you just supposed to spend the rest of your life with this objective of talking to 5 chicks every day forever? And then even if you talk to them, they still might not give you their number. You still will have wasted your time because these people don't want to talk to you after that first encounter. It's stupid. Megumi says, LOL, right. All this trouble just to go on single date is just ludicrous. Well, remember what happened with me and Triple L, where I said, you talk to all these broads for one date. It's really insane. And she said, you don't strike me as someone who just wants to go on a date. And I'm like, well, if I say that's what I want and you don't believe me, that's on you. That's why I gave the example that her saying that is like you go into McDonald's and then the guy, you order I don't know, something. And the guy's like, I know you wanted a burger, but I felt like you wanted a shake. It's like you heard him say that he wanted the burger. You know that he said he wanted the burger, but he gave him some other crap. Bader says, approach 5 women a day. What is this anime? You are supposed to have a harem or something. Hey, this is gonna be like a real life Pokemon. Remember, they always have that those characters you never see after the first episode they're in. Was a character of the day. That's what what this is gonna be. Also, mind you, most women do not like when a random dude walks up to them while they are getting something done in public. Yeah, like that's my thing. Why? Who would be turned on by that? I'm just walking, getting some milk. Oh, this man came up and he wants my number and he thinks I'm attractive and I don't know what to do. I guess I'll say no and I'll just keep on walking. I mean, I don't really, I don't make excuses for broads in here, but I do kind of get where that would be annoying, but whatever. Or like not attractive. But then it's like, well, what other solution do you have? Do you wait at their car? Megumi said she definitely is deserving of the name Triple L. When I recorded the what was it, the Skanks video, the one with Piccolo and Gohan as the I guess like the predominant picture, I actually accidentally called her Triple H when I was reading the script. And I was just thinking it would be funny if there was no copyright and just out of nowhere it's all about the game and how you play it. Just as a reference to that. Oh, but Megumi, so that's Ladylike and Logic. I didn't come up with that. One of my subs did. Because I was like, I need to give her some title. Yeah, Logic ain't a thing. I mean, it's the same broad that thought some dude wanted to meet her alone just to be friends. Man, that was a stupid hoe. Yeah, Rev is getting a kick out. I could just picture him rolling on the floor going. She lacks all form of logic, like seriously. Well, they don't care. They know they can say whatever they want. She doesn't have a brain, is all. That's just how we wrap this up. She just doesn't have a brain. It's okay. But you know what? What I thought was really funny is you will sit here and explain stuff to her and just these other people. And I'm telling you, this is why I call the stream. People don't listen. It's like you sit here and you thoroughly explain some crap, and then they just pop off at the mouth. Like you tell her about the relationship stuff. You go up and you talk to all these different broads. You show her screenshots of various interactions you had with them, and then, well, when you get to this magic age, women are suddenly going to find you attractive. I'm like, why the hell would I believe that? If this has been going on for almost 10 years, why would there be some like magic year where this changes? And if it does change, why would it be because these chicks genuinely have an interest in me that isn't motivated by financial gain or some other thing they can get out of me, that's more out of convenience versus actually liking that person. But again, if you try to give this to her and say, basically, why would this next year be different from the last 8 or 9? She has no way of. The only thing she can do is mention your age. Well, since you'll be 23 instead of this age, then my magically change. Because they're not trying to have a reasonable, thought out. Like whether you disagree with me on the romance stuff, I've at least thought it out. I've sat back and said, this doesn't really make much sense to me. Because I mentioned I had like this whole character arc with this stuff where when I got turned down up until maybe like 2014, 2015, it was a big old self-loathing fest. I'm so terrible because no woman wants to get with me. And I said, well, hell, they're doing this crap to all kinds of other people. So we're just not good enough for the great vagina. the collective beehive mind is so superior to us. And the whole reason I started insulting them instead of myself is because I don't see where I have to benefit from making these people seem like they're intelligent or good or smart or making decisions that make sense. Look at the dingbat, like the dingbat with the baby. I constantly make fun of because that's someone who had a whole bunch of opportunities that I didn't get. She didn't have to log on to 100 different websites to get some person that was interested in her. She didn't have to uh, be the person that has to take care of their partner because I mentioned that he used to pay for her storage unit, and she still treated him like trash. Now you know, and look, Megumi, just of how evil some broads are. You know damn well that if you were homeless and some partner of yours, you know, whether it's your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, was paying for your crap, just a whole bunch of your stuff, you would not talk to her like that because you would actually feel grateful and in debt to that person. But like I said, because people have a vagina and they know that their partner is really thirsty to get screwed, she was able to get away with it. Like she got a completely happy ending. Like, like it blows my mind that less than 3 years after you were homeless, you pop out this kid, and then after everybody's like, you're such an idiot for doing that because they know you can't afford it, they start to assist you. You got one person who watches it almost every week. And I'm just sitting here like watching this crap, knowing that if a similar circumstance happened to me where a few years after being homeless, I pop out a kid I couldn't afford, nobody's going to feel sorry for me. And there's a good case to be made that they shouldn't. Because this isn't like you got cancer or you got fired from your job. This is you getting in bed and having some child that you can't afford on purpose, ruining that person's life, yours and the father too. What a nice way to basically begin your 20s. That's really terrific. I know it's just so sickening how they literally exploit the guy's thirst. Yeah, the guy, I genuinely believe the only reason he stayed with her silly self is because he didn't think he could get with someone else. Because he's been with this broad for like 4, 5, 6 years, and I've never heard of him. Like every time I hear of some cheating, it's always on her part. Such great decision making. Slumdigger says the double standard thing has been showing its toxic side lately. There is a female streamer who has been outed for having had sex. Oh yeah, I saw. She's like 24, like 10 years older than him. Now, you know damn well if that was a dude, the whole world would want his head. Just like Slumdigger. Remember the video I did on that broad that she got mad at her boyfriend, so her way of getting back at him was burning their baby's hand. Video after video after video, and she only got caught because the girlfriend of her boyfriend, yeah, I know that's a little confusing, but the new girlfriend of her baby daddy looked on the phone because the baby daddy is currently in prison, so he wasn't able to see his son getting tortured, and she still has the kid. But you know, if a man did that where he was burning his kid's hand to get back at the broad that left him, like if I did that, there'd be a bounty for my head. I couldn't even stream without having gunshots come in here. But again, because it's a chick, people go, oh, well, she was mentally ill and she made a mistake. The dingbat burned the kid's hand and sent it to this guy to get him upset. Whatever. People just they find an excuse for chicks in every scenario. And they always use mental illness and this person was young and blah blah blah. They're going to be like you, man, and you are going to eat this up. But on the other hand, when the woman pops out a kid, she gets the clap. Like she solved world hunger or cured cancer. You saw what Hartman was doing on that stream on Monday, where I was like, I am such an accomplished person because I've been in Hollywood for 30 years, and I have 2 kids and I've been married. I'm like, oh man, somebody let you put a ring on them and then they, popped out, your seed twice. That's never been done before. Like hell, if you want to like basically pat yourself on the back from graduating from high school, that would at least theoretically take some effort, you know? Long Live says that's just evil and cruel, and that's oh, you're over here swearing. Okay, Megumi says exactly. If it was the other way around, the guy would be seen as a predator, called all kinds of names. They'll lose their minds. And it's sad too because they should lose their minds at someone hurting a child because they're defenseless, especially when that young. But when you see women do stuff like that, you know, which when it's not a hypothetical, when there's actually proof a broad did that, she's on video burning this kid's hand. Nobody cares. You don't see anybody protesting for that kid. And I'm not trying to make like bring the Floyd protesters up, but it's like there are so many people who are getting abused left and right that we have proof of their abuse that we could still help, and we just don't care. Some digger says it's sad because things she did to him really messed him up mentally. She made him think when he turned 18 they would be a couple. At just 14, this kid is thinking he has a 24-year-old girlfriend. Yeah, it's just her being a manipulative hoe. And you know what's even creepier are the people who are like, why would he be? He's not being sexually harassed because, you know, he's a guy and guys want to get with older chicks. And I remember TYT, they had this one video where they were talking about, I forgot the broad's name, but she was like 10 years older than some kid she had banged. And they really tried to make it seem like just because it's a male, you can never have any kind of, like, whether he enjoyed it or not, he's still underage with the broad who, like, I just can't believe people try to justify that. Again, that's the double standard we have. Because, you know, if it was a 24-year-old man going after some little 14-year-old girl, you know, was it Big Bad Wolf and Little Red Riding Hood? Everybody would go crazy, and they should, but they should do the same when the genders are flipped. The only hope you have is if you get a woman who has any common sense that is willing to call out those hoes for their behavior. Um, I mean, I don't see it happening. I just like when you have a scenario where the entire preface of it is a man goes and talks to 90 plus chicks, he gets turned down or it doesn't work out each time, so there must be something wrong with him. And the man has to constantly improve himself. He has to get richer, he has to get in shape, he has to do all these different things. It's a way of making the man seem like the lowest of the low to build up broads. We don't even like most of these detractors of mine don't even know what these broads look like. They think they're all supermodels. And even if they were, they don't even own anything. Like one of the broads I spoke to didn't even like. I don't understand this sense of logic because it's just gonna make more excuses for chicks, and you know more men have the I guess I'd say self-esteem issues because like, you're not. No one is being helped in that. It's just make one group seem like they're the greatest thing ever, and then we're all these lowly peons who could never dare to get with one of the modern broads. I mean, it's really obnoxious. But again, it's not about logic or reasoning or thinking long term. It's just people wanting to be, pricks online. It is what it is. I just think it's funny. You'll get more people who find the need to call out me saying I'm done talking to chicks than people who will get mad at abroad for ruining a kid's life before it even begins. But think how crazy this is. If I say I'm done with chicks, how am I hurt by that? Who's going to die or go hungry because I said I'm not talking to broads anymore? But then the broad who actually had a kid with some guy that didn't have a pot to piss in like her, that's actually going to have negative ramifications on not only their lives as the parents, but the kids' life. And nobody, I don't see anywhere near as much criticism directed toward her as I do me over just saying I'm done. They act like I killed somebody. Oh, Megumi, you should see some of the really weird stuff people were writing. He's gonna be a rapist. And then like that comment was written right next to somebody saying I was homosexual. I'm like, so I'm gonna be let's get this correct. I'm going to be sexually assaulting women while also being into men. Like that makes a lot. Like I guess at day I'm into women, at night I'm into men. Is that how it works? That's a nice little contradictory combination. It's really terrific. But I told you those are the kind of things people say, not because there's actually any proof of that being the case, um, but they say it because it makes them feel better about men being treated like trash. And when they see one that I guess tries to talk about it with some common sense, they basically feel the need to mention stuff that there's no proof of or no reason to actually believe will occur. Uh, you know, just for the sake of making themselves feel better about the situation. Like, oh, you're so ugly. It's like you're saying that because you want to believe I'm this special kind of hideous and you're apparently attractive, so you won't face the same issue with broads. Even though, like I said, you really believe every single man that got turned down ever looks like me. We all just have this same appearance. And yeah, they won't listen to what you're saying when you present them with facts. Yeah, they accuse you of crying and all this other stuff. And I just, it's not, they're not trying to have an actual dialogue. And it'd be fine, but I don't know, why are you here? Like, it seems like a weird contradiction. I don't care about what this person is talking about, then go away. Music Fiend says men get mad because they feel it is unmanly that a man doesn't pursue women, and women get mad because they thrive off the validation that comes with male pursuit. Well, they get mad, but it makes no sense to me. Like, let's say that you believe I'm unmanly because I don't talk to chicks, then why does that bother you? You can still talk to them. I just don't get how this makes other people feel the need to write paragraphs to me. I'm really confused by that. I would think if anyone would be writing paragraphs, it would be some chicks, but it's always another man. It was always another man who was saying I was ugly. It was all like it's weird that there's like this like homoeroticism with these dudes on here. Master Vader says, in my place, pretty girls don't want to be around nice guys, but they like to be around some idiot because they are bad. Oh. I mean, I don't even consider myself to be nice. I've got some text messages that would show that I don't exactly go out in the best of ways with some of these broads. But what I think is really funny is you'll sit here with like, think of this. Clowns online will tell you, you don't know what you're doing when you try to talk to a woman. But then you have broads that you still have the screenshots of where they're talking about how they feel they have a connection with you, how you're so smart, how you're so funny. And I'm like, well, hell, if we have no idea of how to speak to these pricks, then what do you call this? They always got to use that paragraph no jutsu. Yeah. Type of novel. One guy I remember what was the like why don't approach one. Somebody wrote a comment it was a guy. He wrote a comment that was so big I couldn't even screenshot the whole thing. Like it just what the heck? And it wasn't even like a good, because sometimes people are really touched by a video. It was like him saying, "You need to man up. You need tough love." And I was just like, I read the first and last part. I was like, whatever. I was like, what is this? What the hell is this? Like, I'm the one who's too emotional, but you're writing a novel. But hey, they are going to ignore the facts, so Music Fiend says, "Zoom out, fool." Now that thing was enormous. I've never. That's the only time I've ever seen a comment on YouTube that I just couldn't like. When I was trying to screenshot, that I couldn't get the whole thing of. It was that was massive. It all comes down to time, and you just don't have the time. Yeah, James, people have more things to do with themselves than talk to broads all day long. And a lot of these like romance gurus don't want to accept that because uh, I guess in their mind, getting a chick is like the number one thing you have to do, like to matter. That's why we have movies like 40-Year-Old Virgin and the rest of that. Um, it just really sucks because there's so many other things that can be done that actually require some level of talent and you get no credit for it. Like, is the guy who can't afford a pot to piss in better than me because some stupid broad opened her legs to him and she only did it so he could keep paying for her storage unit for over a year while she cursed him out and allegedly cheated on him? like that's that person is superior to me. They have the better life as they have to take care of a kid they can barely afford. I should do a video on that. Like what, like those what? Remember Megumi? Those what if Dragon Ball videos? We're gonna make some what if Justin videos. We're gonna have like a what if Justin was a parent, and I'm gonna explain like what I would do, how to not ruin your kid's life. That'll be a nice little what if scenario. James says, "That's all, and you tried already, and it didn't work out, and same for me." Yeah, but these people keep acting like they have some secret technique that's gonna like make some broad just magically be interested. And I said, really, all this can be boiled down to is while not all chicks are the same, um, too many of them act the same. Too many of them want to speak on the phone forever. They don't want to actually commit to doing anything you want to do. And it's too time consuming to deal with people who are not interested in compromising or sometimes doing things that they're not entirely into. This is why you'll see a broad who in a heartbeat will want to have 30 phone calls with you, but if you say, hey, let's go on one date, I'm willing to pay da 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 da, well, I don't think we know each other well enough. I mean, it's people that are trying too hard to get what they want without giving you anything in return. Because, like I said, I can live without stupid phone calls with chicks. They don't do anything for me anyway. Most of the time when I speak to them, it's me making some jokes and them going, they're not really saying anything I'm that interested in. Like one time, Triple L was telling me about her, trauma from when she was in high school, and I was just rolling my eyes because I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But that was after she pissed me off when I met her in person, and she went to act like this is just a platonic meeting. Do you think the phone call thing is a generational thing? Uh, it's just a thing they do because they like it's basically like this. They do to some extent have affection for you, but they know that if they ever get in person with you or do anything that could be considered romantic, you'll try to take it further. And they don't really care to pursue a romance with you, but that's why I said the friend zone thing is them basically wanting all of your positive traits but keeping them at a distance at the same time. Like, like, oh, I admit this person is fun to be around, interesting, whatever, but to hell with them and trying to actually, do something romantic. That spot is reserved for guy number A that I've determined is going to come and show up and be so terrific. I told you Triple L is so stupid, Megumi, that she, like the first month we spoke to each other, she said, "Oh, hell no, oh no, no, I don't want to see heathen in here. Get him out, get him out. Let me make somebody a mod." No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Because the last time he was here, he wrote some just goofy gibberish. I mean, the stuff he wrote should be on the back of a ice cream truck. So I don't want to read what he wrote. He can go kick rocks. I'm gonna make Rev a mod. Get rid of him. I don't want to see him because he tried to blame me for that job thing, and I'm good. I don't need to have people attempting to make the person who keeps looking out for stuff that actual like the one person trying to make stuff better is the problem. Like, what the hell? And this was after, oh, I remember I used to spend a lot of time on Kick actively speaking to chicks to get them interested just for them to just not reciprocate in me wanting to try talking in a voice call. And this was after I was told many times how much of a nice guy I am to talk, etc. Like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, that's what I said. No, no, thank you. Hey, Music Fiend, we know that James, we know that you applied for over 120 jobs, but it is somehow your fault that these people won't hire you. We know you're the one who's trying to make it work, but they're allegedly you're the reason it's not happening. The one person trying to make it happen is the reason it's not occurring. Hey, Megumi, we know you spoke to like dozens and dozens of rods, but it's your fault. Even though you compromised and accepted them and they didn't accept you, like something you did, like something in the water was messed up and you caused the water. Rev says, I'm surprised he's still. That's because I hadn't seen him since he wrote that crazy stuff. Like I did this, okay. When I did the last excrement employers video, I made a point of showing that I applied to over 30 Pizza Huts because I was trying to show how many of those places you could apply to and hear nothing back from. And I only ever heard back from maybe 2 or 3 of them. And he goes and says, why are you so determined to work at Pizza Hut? I'm like, dude, the whole point of showing the sheer number of them that I applied to is that those are all individual positions within the same company at various stores. And most of them won't even say anything to you. And then I mentioned that the one time I got a supposed phone interview where the person called us, or dinner, excuse me. And I said, hey, they asked me, are you busy? Because they hear me, I guess, messing with someone. I said, yeah, I'm getting something to eat. And they said, oh, we'll speak at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And I said, all right, fine. So 1 p.m. tomorrow, they don't call me. I call them. They don't answer their phone. I can't leave a voicemail because their phone has filled up messages. I relay this on a stream. He says, well, maybe they thought you weren't serious when you said you were eating. I'm like, well, hell, what was the solution to that? Like, they heard me doing something. It ain't a damn crime to eat. Like, what the hell? Oh. So again, I'm good. I don't need to be blamed for stuff that's out of my control. If some idiot wants to register with me to speak at 1 p.m. and they don't call me and I'm ready waiting for the call, that's on them. Because there was no reason to expect that they were going to call me at 5 out of the blue weeks after I put in an application. Most of these places don't even say anything back. Megumi says, shaking my head. I was shaking my head at that comment. I was like, really? Somehow it is your fault. Like, really, when it's something out of your control? It always is. Doesn't matter. As long as you play a role in something, there will be a person who tries to make it seem as if you muddied the waters, that there was some act you did that screwed everything up. Even if you're the one person trying to make it work. I mean, Megumi, look at the chick thing. You constantly say, hey, I'll accept you for who you are. Hey, I'll make accommodations, and they don't show any interest, but then it's your fault. Music Fiend says, I'm surprised you don't just outright hate society. Well, there are a lot of people who are decent, even ones I don't talk to that, make things a little better. I mean, really, if the chick thing wasn't there, it'd be a lot more tolerable. Because like even when people have these campaigns where like you saw the thing that happened with Sanders, I still think you can do things to influence people's views. Like if you present the right information and you say it in a certain way, I think it can be done. I guess maybe that's me being optimistic, but I'll fully admit there are people you can't reason with, even if you can sit here and talk to these people for 3 hours about the employment situation and show them all the different places you apply to, and you'd still get blamed for it. Like this past week, I got my first interview all year long, which was after 120 applications. And you'll never guess what happened. I came in there, me and the guy spoke. He said there are 4 open positions. And I hear this, like, oh my God, yes, I might be able to get one. And then he says, you are one of 50 people applying for these 4 positions. So if I don't hear anything back, which I haven't since the day it happened, I'm not surprised. But I'm not going to blame myself because, I mean, it's me against 49 people for 4 positions. Like, who the hell is expected to win that? I definitely respect point of views on this on a serious level. So relatable. Well, look, I have proof of what I say. That's why, like, that was the whole point of doing the employers video. You show all the different applications. You see 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it is like winning the lottery. Music Fiend says 4 out of 50 UBI now. Hey, you know who's got UBI? Nah, Music Fiend, you probably weren't here for that stream. Megumi, there's a broad who used to do reaction stuff. I think it was Dragon Ball, and now she does it for some other show. And she's got like 3,000 patrons. And all she does is sit in front of the camera with the show in the corner and go, ooh, 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 ooh. And I was just sitting there. I was like, so wait a second. If I write out, let's say, a video essay where I take my time with it, I edit it, I'll get maybe like 100 views. But then somebody that's going, because they've got a set of these, she can get thousands and get people to donate and go, oh, and it's like she has a boyfriend. So what do these clowns think is going to happen? That she's going to select you out of her thousands of patrons to be like, I just don't get that at all. And there are chicks that make good content on here, like where they actually use their minds and brains. I notice a lot of times it's broads that don't appear on camera that are a lot more, like they interest me a lot more than the ones that are on there because they're not trying to sell with their appearance. And it's like, it doesn't make sense to me. The Pizza Hut one killed me the most. LOL. They literally asked someone who was unemployed if they have a car or not, even though they have them deliver. Yeah, they have delivery cars. It's like, if I'm unemployed, how would I have a car? Like, where would I get money for gas? With pixie dust? Like, they don't even care. They just ask random crap. Megumi says, if it has a clip, man. Yeah, well, there are content creators that are chicks who don't appear on camera, and I noticed they have way more appealing channels to me. Because you know that, like, they're not using their appearance to make people go, oh yes, I can't wait for her to be with me when I become her 1,000 subscriber. Okay, James says, don't blame her, blame the patrons who support that. I mean, it's not even just that because people are, like, chicks are always gonna have somebody that, you know, tries to make them seem like, you know, they're good, but it's just 3,000 and like, it's, you know what, I could get it if it was like, she does rants or just anything else, like reactions. Everybody is doing that. That's worth 3,000 patrons, really? Oh, I'm telling you, when you see some of the stuff people invest in, I just that's enough to make me want to get a rope. Like when you know that you got that many horny dudes who are just like, yeah, I can't wait to see her move her mouth when she sees this episode of this show. Yeah. Oh, that is awful. Again, it's not the fact that it's a chick, it's the fact that it's a chick that makes that lazy content. That is what is so insane to me. Like she's not doing commentary. She's not doing like just oh my god, whatever. Go crazy thinking about that clown. Yeah, start on there and have my do like the other clowns on there, have my chest showing and be like, hey, so it would be nice if people would donate, and then I don't know, I have like some female voice in the background, like a computer, and they're thinking it's some broad that's going to be on camera if they give a certain amount. Just a reaction from a chick you can't see, and they lose their minds and get. Well, no, you can see her, Megumi, but it's a chick that has a boyfriend that doesn't like. I don't get the appeal at all. That is crazy to me. Oh my god, I hear women sit in front of camera. I am so turned on. Ooh, like what the hell? Man, people have lost their damn minds on here. They just oh, Ruben is late. That does suck. Mm. Kudos for pumping out unoriginal, generic, lazy content. That'd be funny if, like, for a whole week, I just do reaction videos to my own stuff. I'm like, I wonder what Justin's gonna say in this video, and then you see me on the corner, and you got the on the side. I'm just like, like they'll be me parodying them. Be like, I wonder what he's gonna say. Oh, he made a joke. I just don't get it when you can go on Pornhub and see that stuff for free. Well, it's like, why? Like, what is the point of watching this show with this broad? Like, she's not saying anything interesting. Megumi says, but can't one ask themselves, in the 300,000 patrons she has, what makes you think she'll choose me, given the fact she has a boyfriend too? Yeah, that's why it's crazy to me. But you know what? This one broad that I had come on my channel and try to talk to me, which is a very rare thing. It's like 2 or 3 years ago. I looked on her Instagram and guess what was in her comment section? Oh, you look so good. And I was laughing at the fact that all these guys, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them were like trying to show interest in her. And, you know, she spoke to me, a person who never commented on any of her crap. Because I don't waste my time. I wouldn't be caught dead in any of these chicks' comment sections because it's a complete waste of time to do something like that. I just thought that was funny that she won't talk to any of them, but she'll talk to someone who's never even left her a single comment. Hey Megumi, it'll be funny if like next year you have a harem of chicks like every 2 months. There's like some new broad you're talking to. That'll go back to what Bader said earlier about the harem. Yeah, that only wait, what? Ruben said only has. I'm gonna call. You know what? That's gonna be my new official nickname for that site. So I'm never gonna say OnlyFans again. I'm gonna say Only Hags. And then Discord is Pisscord, and Twitter is I don't know the sewer system. Yeah, that's my new nickname for only yeah Only Hags. Why don't you go on OnlyFans? Because that's a site populated by only hags. To hell with that website and all its scammers too. Man, these just all I don't know what's wrong with these sites. Like even Instagram, I gave it credit for being the only one that's still growing, but it's just another site for clowns to take pictures of themselves. These names are much more accurate than their actual names anyway. Man, I can't wait to do that why I hate Discord video. That's a long time coming. I'm telling you, I haven't had 1/5. I've been on YouTube since what year was that? What is it? Let's see, 2008. That's like 13 years. I have not had 1/5 of the drama on here that I had on Discord just by being in a server. Like they act so creepy and strange on that site that it just befuddles me. Like, God, man, people are insane. And some of the stuff I'm gonna say, I don't even have screenshots for it because, like if you get kicked out of a server, you know how it is. You can't go and retrieve it, so you're just gonna have to, I guess, take my word. But if you don't believe me, that's fine. Took whose job? Ruben says Bezos owns Discord. That's shame. That's that's alarming enough for me. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that makes it makes a lot of sense actually. I find the site to be a lot more bearable when you just have like if you don't join any servers and you just speak to people in DMs. That's a lot more tolerable for me personally because they start so much drama over nothing. No, I don't really have a nickname for YouTube. I get annoyed at getting demonetized every single video now, but I would still take it over all these other sites combined. Discord equals Twitch, Amazon equals Beza. No, all these sites are just trash. Remember the one guy that was on Discord that murdered the broad last year? I remember he was posting pictures of her dead body in her server. Like, Jesus Christ. Apparently he made some video, or rather he recorded her right before he killed her. Gumi says Discord has so much weird, extremely oversensitive, egotistical users on there. Well, it basically kind of was set up to be like that, where people who have no power in real life get these like massive egos from the fact that they can run a server, that anybody can just make a server. And when you come in there, they act like tyrants and they have really unfair rules. They're ridiculous. They'll just kick you out because they feel like it. I know one guy who literally said he was doing a purge. He kicked out, I think it was like 12, like 20 plus people who didn't even do anything. At this, like just one day they woke up, they're no longer in there. I didn't forget Ruben. That was there's not, there are like a lot of murders happen on other websites, but I can't really think of yeah, that one. Uh I can't really think of another one that's happened with Discord before or since. Can't believe Ruben forgot about something. He's a detective, he never forgets. Oh, there too, because it's no longer about you. That is true. Yeah, they made sure they found a million ways to make it not about the users anymore. Like first they had that thing where people were what was the you remember that stupid video? They're like, you have to tell us if this is family friendly content or child friendly or whatever the hell. And now they've got this thing where every time you want to monetize a video, you have to fill out some enormous questionnaire. And then I try to fill it out, and then they tell me you made mistakes. We detected this. I'm like, okay, whatever. They make me not even want to upload anymore. They're over here talking about in the past we have detected mistakes from you. I'm like, well, hell, I'm sorry. Is there going to be a penalty? Like Jesus, I'm not doing it on purpose. Discord makes nerdy plate cleaning. Oh, that for people who don't know what plate cleaning is, that's Rev's version of fat. Keyboard warriors have a god complex. One being mad. Hey, those names are forbidden here. MFC. And that other person who tried to get famous off of slandering someone for 3 months. I want to do that one day. I want to just make, like, I'll just pick a senator, like just some politician, and just make like 60 videos about them in 3 months. Just like every 2 days, there's a video about that person. Now now they have to know if you're a human or a robot in order to get through. Oh yeah, the verification thing where they want you to identify what cars are here, where are the trees, where are the zebras. Like I hate that so much because those pictures are blurry as hell. I remember one time I was trying to log in. I was across the street, or just it's because I was in the same location. They were trying to get verification, and I just I got so fed up. I just said the hell with it. I'll wait till I get home. Like that is so annoying. Which one of these pictures doesn't have a stop sign? Which one of these pictures has a red car? Which one of these pictures has a dog? Click all of the pictures that have a stoplight. I can just picture Grand Zeal just chucks his phone across the street and just enraged by having to go through those pictures. Yeah, they're trying to prove I'm not an Autobot or Decepticon. Hey Rev, remember you have a Transformers channel? Well, then you need to transform your channel. Because nobody cares about the Transformers anymore, even though they make millions of dollars from the movies and the shows and the comics and the games and the toys. Ruben says it's the resistance that keeps ranting online about bot accounts, yet a lot of resistance accounts that I argue with turn out to be bots, and they're always following either a CNN host or NYT reporter or some other mainstream media goon. Well, what's that guy's name? Crasparian? Not Anna, but like the guys from Twitter, the two dudes that like really want to get with Trump. They want to write like a Yowie fanfic with him. Or Yuri, whatever that thing is. Yeah, it was Yowie, I got it correct. They got busted for having a whole bunch of fake accounts. So that is a thing that's happening with some of the quote unquote left wing people. Yeah, the Crescents. Man, it was the two of them, that Eugene MD guy, that what's the other one's name? The something report. Where it's the idiot sitting at the desk like this. I can't stand any of them. I can't wait until like this cycle of politics is over, because I don't ever want to see any of them again. They are so obnoxious. They block people for even having the slightest disagreement. And it's like, you guys want to make yourself seem better when you spend every single day going on one man's Twitter page. How pathetic is that? These are our superiors. It's like I got famous harassing another man on Twitter. What a great job. What a rousing thing I did there. I'm gonna do that. Megumi's gonna have a Twitter, and I'm gonna go on there, and every time he writes something, I'm gonna be the first one to comment. Imagine for Megumi for 3 or 4 years, you write something on Twitter, and I'm just always there with a response. Every single tweet. You could be tweeting about flowers and rainbows. I still sit there. Well, Megumi's a hypocrite because today he only tweeted about 2 things. He usually tweets about 5 things. Like, it's just weird. That's why I said I don't like a lot of modern political figures. They're really obnoxious. Even people who aren't supposed to be bad, like that Shannon Watts broad. That chick Ruben. She was tweeting some anti-Bernie crap, which is ironic as hell because he's supposed to be one of the most pro-gun senators, like pro-gun control senators of any of them. And then I'm like, this heifer wants to sit here and rile this crazy crap at him. Then she blocks me, and I'm like, these are I'm supposed to be on her team. The people who get so offended when someone critiques them that they got to remove them. Man, that broad is like, all those people on there are creepy. I want to get away from all of them. Like they mess with Trump, they mess with Joe Rogan, they mess with Pence. They got like a little group of people they just keep harassing on there. And it's not even the fact that they talk about them. That's fine. But it's like every single day, they're all in your tweet, ready to say something. Like it's weird. Fred Tiderich is another loser Trump reply guy. He kept responding to Trump, sir, this is a Wendy's up until a Wendy's owner announced to be supporting Trump this year. That is funny. That well, not him saying it over and over again wasn't funny, but the fact that the owner was like, "Yeah, I'm actually supporting this person." It's like, oops, what a grand mistake on my part. Also, Ruben, I'm gonna blame you for not having 30,000 followers. Even though people make the choice to not follow you, it's your fault. You did something wrong. I mean, I don't take him seriously, Bader, because he's not even like. Why would who the hell has ever successfully entered a presidential campaign 4 months before the election? That's just a publicity stunt. If he was smart, he would have waited until 2024, like he said he was going to do. But he might get a couple of people to vote for him. It's not he won't pick up any states. He won't. I don't think he'll get 2% of the vote actually. So that's that. It's getting treated by me like the joke that it is. Eugene Gu is the only Trump reply guy that occasionally makes meaningful comments. Is that the one that has MD at the end of his thing, of his comment? Okay, Rev says it's crazy because they literally attack their own people. They're also the same people that attacked and claimed Ricky Garvis as a conservative. Yeah, he's a rapper. Ruben says, I don't think Kanye would get 1%. What is the percentage you give him? I want to hear this. 30, 50. Like I've never seen someone who's not running on the side of either major party actually do good. Like I doubt it. It will be completely unsuccessful. It's just a publicity stunt. There's no way in hell. Yeah, Rev had to confirm for Bader. I'm so disappointed in Bader. All he had to do was type in Kanye's name and he'd go on Wikipedia, that very reliable website that doesn't harass people. A first rapping president. It's not going to happen. He's not going to win. Around 66%, 0.66% of all. Yeah, that sounds accurate. I agree. Anyways, I'm gonna get lost because I have to go see if this stuff has finally been washed without all the little crap that was on it earlier. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And remember, when you have problems, blame the person who's trying to actually fix it. That makes a lot of sense.